Okay, I'm about to put it on this computer because I think my cloud is full. Okay, cool. All right, so sales pipeline structure. And then I had some notes on some of this stuff. Maybe better way by just marking no show or cancel and using tags to follow up, abandoned for not good fit, etc. All right, so if we go to the pipeline, let's get through here. So let's go through this pipeline.
Did you build this out in ours?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I was hoping that's. I was like, oh shit.
No, I thought you were just gonna make your own and then push it in, but that works too.
I built it in yours. All right, so lead in, however they get in here, and then scheduled QC call, and basically you have a sales team, and you have a fulfillment team, and the sales team is Peter Taxikarkis and Steve Dominguez. And then we'll go over that in a second, but and then the onboarding or fulfillment team is Pete Kiner. All right, and so the calendars underneath the sales team are the QC calendar, the demo calendar, and then the post demo follow-up. So there's 3 different calendars. There might be a different way to do it. It might be easier, but if they can just bookmark these different calendars.
We currently have something like this anyway, right? So they have to do this anyway, somewhat with the QD anyway.
Okay. So when they schedule,
and they actually have to do it a more pain in the butt way. They have to go into Acuity and schedule it that way. And like they literally have to log in, whereas it's like this is easier.
Yeah, just bookmark the different calendars.
Yeah.
So when they schedule a QC call, and I'll show you the triggers, do all this. So QC calls.
So I have a question real quick. Now that I think about this, like you talked about not wanting to put in like missed QC call as stages, correct?
Right.
So one thing that we're potentially going to be doing is bringing on like you saw was like someone like an ISA type person, someone to call and set appointments. Do you suggest having like a pipeline specifically for them then? Whereas like if a lead is in not scheduled, it doesn't even go into the sales pipeline because technically it's not theirs, it's someone else's. So we would really start the sales pipeline at QC scheduled, and then everything else would go into that other pipeline. So like lead in not scheduled. If it's so that way that the person can come in, let's just say on Monday morning, and they need to call every single one that's in this pipe in this column. Then they need to call anybody who missed their QC call yesterday. Then they need to call anybody who missed their demo. I don't know how that works, but
you could, that way it wouldn't like mess up the pipeline. But basically what happens now is so I'll just show you this. So QC schedule call. This is when it's confirmed on the QC calendar. They're just going to remove them from all campaigns. So you won't have any of that crossover campaigns that you were talking about.
Right.
Then they're going to be added to the QC reminders sales team. Your user, which is one of the salesperson, because they'll be assigned round robin, will be said, hey, you got a sales call at this time, and then they'll be added to the opportunity pipeline, sales pipeline in the scheduled QC call.
Okay.
And they're going to be tagged QC call scheduled, and they're going to remove tag lead in not scheduled. All right.
Okay, cool.
And then when they book an appointment and they don't show up, basically what you do is you come into scheduling, you go to appointments, and then you just mark that person as a no-show or canceled, whichever one.
Okay.
And then that trigger is basically going to, when they're canceled or no-shows, it's going to be the same trigger. Basically, it's going to send that user an email and said, hey, this person no-showed or canceled, but the automation is going to try to book them back in. They're going to be added to that campaign that's going to automatically try to book them back in. They're going to get the contact tag missed QC call and cancellation. And then
wait, so can you scroll back up real quick to the email? Where's the email going to?
The user, the salesperson.
Okay.
And then they're going to go back to the lead-in not scheduled stage.
Okay.
So that's how it is now. So if they no-showed or canceled, they're just going to go back to that stage.
And the reason I was kind of bringing up the other solution was because I have one of my coaches has like where they have an appointment center like that where anything that's like no show or hasn't been scheduled yet, those all go into like basically an appointment setter pipeline, and it's not really in a order. It's just like all of the different columns based off of, so that way they can start to track, okay, how many people are coming from the missed QC, how many are coming from missed QC calls, how many people are coming from just, leads that never booked in the first place. So I don't know. I mean,
yeah, we can do that. I mean, I think it's just however you want it. I mean, I think that's,
well, because then that way we could prioritize, like we could set up manual campaigns for each of those columns, and we could just have, like prioritize for the campaigns of like, okay, well, let's do the no shows first when we log in, and the next thing is we're going to go and call all of the people who opted in, et cetera, et cetera. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The only reason I didn't do it in the sales pipeline is because it messes up all the conversion data and stuff.
Well, and that's great, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think we want to put that in the sales pipeline like you mentioned. I think I agree there. I think we could potentially put those into just move them from a pipeline so that the sales guys just don't even really see that anymore.
What do you want to call it?
I don't know. You just put appointment setter or something like that for now.
So this is going to be lead in not scheduled.
Yeah. So that would be just basically any lead goes there. And I'm assuming because we have a little bit of a delay on that one just because of the whole like, hey, they're gonna fill out a form, and then they're gonna set an appointment. Is there a delay just in case like it takes them a little bit to fill out the form or fill out the appointment after they've filled out the form?
Let's kind of go through this one at a time.
Sorry, my bad.
So okay, so let me go back.
Hold me accountable.
So the
shut up. Look.
So this is the lead in, and I'm not exactly sure how, because I don't think you have it turned on. So I think it's
the lead. Yeah, I turned it off. That would be under, not there. It would be under Paragon inbound funnels apps. And you can see like what a mess this is like. And it was like, it should be Survey Gizmo should be the first step, and then it should be in the lead-in column or something like that. No, not bad credit. Oh, it looks like it's not updated. This is not the right. I've noticed Zappier's been doing this recently. They've been like you have to like hit refresh. I don't know if it's just my Zapier or if it's. And then it does this. I noticed this the other day. I was trying to do something the other day, and like it wouldn't pop up the information. And then you hit refresh, and it would just kick you back out. So I don't know if that's just our Zapier account or if Zapier's just been a pain right now. And it's loading like super slow. Yeah, see, here's all this stuff here.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so it's going to add it to the campaign.
The problem we were having is because appointment, just the difference in firing, it was like causing issues because Survey Gizmo, obviously we want to eventually get into high level, potentially depending on how everything works, but.
Campaign is opt-in, right? Something.
What?
I think
it was that lead-in not scheduled campaign. I think is what it's called.
Okay. All right, so that's set up. Because you got that one. That's what you said last time, but it's not
Oh,
turned.
opted in, not scheduled though. Okay.
So I need to turn
You
it
probably
on.
created that.
I need to turn it on to see it. Is that all right? And that, so that's, and this is delayed 20 minutes, it looks like.
Okay, cool.
And
I think the problem we've had in the past was that because the Survey Gizmo data comes over at different times, like if the appointment is scheduled prior to the Survey Gizmo coming over, the Survey Gizmo data coming over, then what happens is it double fires, right? Because it doesn't catch that it's already in there. So I don't know if there's a way to like solve for that, or if you even understood what I just said.
first of all, this is Facebook ads.
Yes.
Okay.
Facebook ads to Survey Gizmo.
All right, and then
Or a VSL. We have a VSL option too, but that was a lot less complicated because
new survey response. I'll look and see if there's another trigger. Is that right? I don't know what just happened here, but
let me see.
only complete.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yep.
Okay.
Because it's like almost like a little mini application. They're just having to fill out a couple questions. If they've been in the industry less than a year, we filter them out. So we don't want to pull in all, because Survey is most cool. It'll actually pull in data so if you see there less than a year, it like didn't actually, it's not a complete set.
This is actually going to be. So does that need to be assigned to any user when they come in as a lead?
Well, I think what I was doing before is I was like round robbing it between them, which was kind of, and then it was getting reassigned when it went to QC call. What I would ideally like to do is whenever we bring in the appointment setter, it would be in the potentially in the appointment setter's name.
Okay, but you don't have that right now?
We don't currently have that. That's something that we're over the next 30 to 45 days. I'd like to start testing.
Okay, so right now I'm just going to leave it without a user.
Okay.
And then I think what you could do is just add all the different users here and it will, round robin between them.
Sure.
Let's see. All right, let's test that. What's this dude's name? Undefined. Well, let's see if this works. Okay. All right, so go back to triggers.
Do you have an idea what's going on, Mary?
I understood appointment center.
I
I made a note.
turn this off. All right, so that's going to push it into the opted-in campaign. It's going to push it into the opportunities pipeline for the appointment setter. I'm going to remove the.
And so then this is all good because then they would just use the same. They would use the QC. They'd use the QC calendar and they just automatically remove it from that channel. I'm assuming.
Yeah, let me make sure. Let's see here.
Yeah, so you might have to set up a trigger for that.
Yeah. So lead in. I don't think these are anything. They're set up. Let's look at this. Added to opt-in scheduled, assigned to you. Okay, so right now it's assigning it to when they go to this
Sam.
campaign, Sam, you can add the different users.
Cool. That'll be fine for now. Yeah, that works.
And then it's going to send him a text that you have a new lead in, details below. And then QC called. Added to.
Can we set up a push notification? Because that's what they currently use on the like client side. So it actually not a push, but you know what when it pops up over here on the right?
Yes.
I think you just put send notification. So it goes like he's in Mexico, so he's I don't know that we're gonna want to text if I don't even think he has a phone number in there, so it wouldn't send him a text. And they're already used to having to look in that area.
Well,
You go a new lead in or something. I don't know.
this is the QC. This is the salesperson, so I just screwed that up. But do you want SMS? Do you want all of them to get pushed?
This is the QC call. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I was talking about more so for just the because I think they normally get an email and a phone, an email and a text message when they get an appointment with the QD.
The scheduled QC call, it's going to remove them from the appointment setter pipeline.
Cool.
Back to triggers.
This is the one we want to change. Sorry. This is what happens when I talk about stuff when you're doing something else.
All right, let's see. Send notification. View Paragon. All right. See that. What? Oh.
Oh, when you click on it, yeah, I would just probably send it to the contact or opportunity. What do you think? Maybe the contact. Yeah, I think contact's probably the best.
Yeah.
That way, if they click it, they can just go straight to it.
All right, so you got that. Now, cancellation. That's going to send them to the this QC call. And that's going to assign it back to Sam Linton.
We'll reassign it, yeah. And if we wanted to have multiple people, like if we had multiple people in that role, do we, just round robin it or something, or how do we?
Yeah, you just put them into the user right here.
Cool.
All right. Oh, does this need to be? I guess these need to be notified. applications too. That's an email.
For who is this for? Is this for the ISA?
Yeah, this will be Sam.
Yeah. For Sam and any ISA stuff, we might add in, and I know how to do that stuff, so that's not a big deal if we want to change that later. But for now, since Sam is kind of the person that we have, or someone on his team is going to be doing it.
Oh, this is super fun for you.
Oh, that's good, bro.
All right, let's see. All right. And then, like you said, if they're not good fit, all you would do is come in here to the pipeline. I don't think there's anybody in the sales pipeline, but there's somebody in the appointment pipeline. So you just go abandoned, drop it in there, and then that would remove the opportunity from the sales pipeline, remove them from all campaigns, set contact to D&D, and then add that contact tag, not a good fit.
Cool. Perfect.
All right.
Cool.
Then ready for long-term follow-up. Let's go back to campaigns. So there's nothing, I don't think there's really anything in these campaigns. I just put like because I don't think you have any content yet.
Yeah, for longer term stuff now.
But the skeleton or whatever's in there. So to get to that, what I did is just, instead of adding it to the opportunity pipeline, let's go to sales pipeline. I would just say to take this out and just add a tag to the contact record, and that'll put them in there instead of like dragging it over. Because what happens is, for whatever reason, like if you drag somebody through all these channels, it'll have a percentage on all these in your
right
dashboard, and it just doesn't give you accurate numbers.
Okay. What about not a good fit? Same thing.
So that'll just move them out of the pipeline, I believe. Maybe remove the number. I'm not even sure what it does with that.
Do we want to get rid of the? What I'm saying is, like, since not a good fit, now we're just dragging them to abandon. We just need to get rid of this not a good fit column.
I don't think there is a not a good fit.
Yeah, all the way. Where it says long-term follow-up, not a good fit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was all one.
That's a super long one.
All right, so I would get rid of both of these.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the long term follow-up, it's just a tag, the contact tag.
Okay.
And then that would remove them from all campaigns and then add them to that long-term campaign.
Is there an easy way for them to do that?
Yes.
Because remember these are sales guys we're dealing with.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's easy. It's just as easy as dragging it over, I feel like.
Okay.
So, let's see.
These are guys that frequently ask for access to Google Documents because they don't realize they're in the wrong Google account.
They're going to be calling through the tool.
We can train them, yes.
we would just have to train them is all.
Are they going to be calling through the tool?
Yeah, they call through. They use high level.
Okay, so if they call through here, they'll be on the contact record, and they just add a tag right there.
Oh, okay, perfect. All right, so we'll just have to set up an SOP for that.
LT follow up, and then bam, that'll put them into the follow up. Or they could even do it from opportunities if they're dragging around there, but it's just a tag. And so that's okay. So we're good with that. Lead in not scheduled. Set up trigger to add a pipeline. Did that. Set up a delay for automations, 20 minutes. Did you want to talk about something with this? I know you were talking about that one.
Yeah, the delay was just just so we can avoid, because obviously right now we're still using Survey Gizmo, at least for the time being. The problem we've been having is and we've had this with our clients because we use Survey Gizmo for our clients too. And then the problem is the high level calendar puts the information right away, whereas Survey Gizmo has a 5-minute delay with Zapier. So sometimes what will happen is they'll schedule an appointment, and because and the trigger to remove them from the regular campaign they go into, and if they don't schedule an appointment, doesn't happen because the appointment gets in before the lead gets in, if that makes sense. It's like a weird delay. It's like hard to explain. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so the lead won't come in for 5 minutes, and then
depending, right? Because Zapier has that 5-minute delay on service.
How would they book an appointment before then?
Well, because they go Survey Gizmo and they get redirected to like a VSL page with an appointment calendar on there. So they go straight into an appointment, and they can schedule their appointment right there, and the appointment comes in immediately, as long as they fill out that information immediately. So what'll happen sometimes is Survey Gizmo, and so they'll get the, hey, we just saw that you didn't schedule an appointment, even though the trigger was set up correctly to remove them from that campaign. It was still firing because the data came in at different times, so the regular trigger didn't work because of that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't think there's any way to do that, because
the pain in the butt workaround is to create a Zapier lookup thing. One of our tech person kind of figured that out for our other clients, so we might just have to build that temporarily. So we kind of have a fix for that. I just didn't know if you knew a way to do that in high level. I don't know if there's a way. It's basically a Zapier delay, and then you do a lookup, and then you do a lookup after a certain amount of time to see if it's in there already.
Well, what I could do here is, let's see,
because I don't know if you could tell if you can go look back. It's like, all right, are they in any other campaigns before it just starts firing off? I don't know.
Let me see.
Oh, and I do have to jump off. It's 1:30.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Well, let me see if I can. I thought this was gonna be a 30-minute call, so. Gian, hold on. Let me talk to Gian. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to do it. What we what we could do is just put them in an opportunity pipeline, and then
Like I said, we have a kind of a workaround that our tech support person figured out for our other clients. So we could just, I mean, because obviously the ideal thing is to get everything in a high level. So start using the high level survey and the high level calendar. So the delays shouldn't be an issue eventually. But we, obviously we're gonna have to test it before I just go full on and just switch everything. So there's going to be a transition period.
It only does duration in days.
Yeah, I know it's a pain. It's a total pain. So it's like literally just a 5-minute delay, but it won't do that. So the workaround, like I said, is like there's a delay feature that you can set up in Zapier, and then you do like basically you push everything into a spreadsheet before you put it into the system. And then they basically do a lookup after a certain amount of time and just see if it's already in the system. And if it is, then they don't put it in. If it's not, then they do put it in. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I get all that.
Something like that. I literally, in layman's terms, is what happens, I think.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. I mean, maybe you can do all that.
It's a pain. Yeah, I think that's the easiest solution, and we already have it figured out. So it's not like I don't want to reinvent the wheel if we already, like I said, and the long-term solution is just to be all in on high level. But again, because there's going to be a transition period before we do that, I don't want to go crazy and then have a bunch of stuff. So we could just have that lead in just be on draft for now, so and not worry as much about it.
Okay.
Potentially.
And I didn't even turn this on.
It wasn't even on yet. Yeah. So once we just leave that off for now.
Yeah.
Or we could put it in draft, and then we could always like manually put people into that or something like that, or turn the I don't know. Maybe we could just manually put them into that campaign after, like have someone log in and manually just, oh well, they didn't schedule an appointment. Let's just boom put them in there. So cool. Was there anything else on here?
Yeah, there's a ton more stuff.
Oh shoot.
Let's see. So automated sequence push them to book a call. That's your opt-in sequence, I assume. The manual call campaign. This is not something I've done before. I don't know if you just if we would just put them in a campaign that has manual call, or you do it in a step, because I don't know if it stops at that step and won't continue until you.
I think so, but obviously we'd want to set it up in a way that I actually have like I said, Nick, my coach Nick has like a straight walkthrough of how they set theirs up, so we could probably just mirror what they did. Okay. They literally have a full Loom video walking through exactly how they set it up, so we could probably even take care of that piece.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
that's not a big deal. Or we could always come back to you about that. Just because we don't have the process in place, so I can't say build this out because we don't really know exactly what we're going to do.
Right.
So realistically, we probably should just put it on the back burner for now.
Okay. So the call thing, I could just create another campaign and make it a manual call that starts at the same time. Or something.
Yeah, that might be what we do. But again, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. So this is all done. Trigger setup to notify Sam, scheduled QC call. So you might want to go in and just take a look at all these campaigns just to make sure that they sound like what you want them to sound like.
Yeah, for sure.
And let's see. And then once they book, it's got those 2 people on the calendar. So you'll just add people to the sales team. If you add more people in the team section,
okay,
and then you can select them in their in the calendar. So you'd add more people to the sales team. You'd come into the calendar, and you just add those people in here. And again, you can they need to either add their personal Zoom ID or Zoom link in here. I haven't done the Zoom connection. I don't know. Maybe that just creates a new Zoom link for every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% positive of that. I just use my
Okay, we'll have to see.
and then you can optimize for availability or optimize for equal distribution, however you
Cool.
want. Let's see. And then that tag is added once assigned to a salesperson, set to only view their data. So yes, that's in team management. So you just, they're
Right,
all,
yeah, it should already be set up that way.
Yep. Miss QC call, so drag the person to miss. So instead of doing that, you just go into appointments and mark.
Right. Yep.
Miss QC call, notify the SAM. Okay, demo call. So demo is very similar. I just need to change the pipelines to that appointment setter.
For just missed demo call you're talking about, or what?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, with the missed demo call, I feel like we almost don't want to have them follow up with the demos. I feel like that should be the sales guy's responsibility to follow up with that missed demos, because they're scheduling those calls. That, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll change that, but or I don't know how you want to do that for now. I guess we
So
can
right
always,
now, how it's set up is
because once they're on a demo, like that should be owned by the sales guy. Whereas like if they missed a QC call, it's not really like nothing's happened, so they really need to be doing the follow up themselves.
yeah. So
Because demo people should be people that are qualified, and they should have a need and a want. So if they're missing a demo, it's like not a good thing.
right. So this will, when they're confirmed, it's added to that reminders campaign. It's sent to the user that's assigned to them. They go to the scheduled demo call. They get the demo scheduled tag, and it removes the QC call tag and lead in not scheduled tag.
Okay.
Right. And then if they no show or cancel, same thing. You go into the appointments and mark them as no show or cancel. It's going to send the user an email that they've canceled. We're trying to get them scheduled back in. It's going to put them on that follow-up campaign. It's going to add the tags, and they're going to move back to the scheduled QC call, and it's going to remove the demo scheduled tag, and it's going to send SMS or text message as well as the email. So right now they just go back to the previous step, the QC call scheduled.
Okay.
Same thing for this no show, and then this no show. Follow up call. Let me just get this. Can we create a Zoom link for each? You might want to just test that and see how it works, or you can just get them to add that their personal Zoom link.
Yeah, we can figure that out. What they've been doing already is they literally are using the Google integration and just creating it there and then sending it that way. But ideally, it would be better if it's just in one step. So yeah, we'll kind of walk through that piece.
Yeah, so they need to
What
come
works
in
best?
here. Each one of them needs to come in here and integrate their Google Calendar, and then then add that to
Okay.
their calendar and team management, and that's how it will sync up with.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, missed demo. We talked about that. Sales column moves prospect into follow-up schedule call column. So this is done by booking on the follow-up calendar.
Okay.
And let's see. Follow-up calendar. Demo added to campaign, follow-up user. You have a new post-demo follow-up call added to the pipeline and follow-up call scheduled. That tag was added and then removed all these other tags. Then you say trigger to add prospect to objection handling campaign. Did I create that?
Yeah, we don't have that, but I think you might have created a campaign. I don't think we have any content in there yet.
Objection handling. So that is still, I want to make that same trigger.
Okay.
As the follow-up, do that?
What's that?
Do I just want to add them here?
Yeah, you could maybe just put that as the same step, right? Like just add them to whatever objection handling campaign.
Okay.
We don't have it created yet, but I think you have that.
I think I need to put it in at a
We might
draft.
have created it. I don't know because we don't have one right now, so we have to create it. But
Okay, you can just add that when you get done. And then salesperson. Okay, so we're just adding the tag instead, and that'll add them to that long-term follow-up. Not a good fit. That's when we do the abandoned. To onboarding call pipeline. All right. So welcome call scheduled. Okay, so I put another column there, one client. I don't know exactly why I did that, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Welcome call scheduled. Well, oh, and then I did I've added several new columns just to make it a little bit easier. Let's see here.
because then things are going to fire based off each stage, probably.
Yep. So salesperson schedules welcome call closed or into one stage. Let me look at the triggers here. So one client, you mark them as one in the sales pipeline. Oh, I need to do this. You're going to remove them from all campaigns. You're going to add active client, schedule welcome call, and newsletter. It's going to add them to the onboarding pipeline, one client, and then add them to the welcome sequence. Okay, so yeah. So then welcome call confirmed is the next one. So that's when you use the onboarding calendar schedule welcome call. They have the tag schedule welcome call, so that's why I did the one trigger, because it adds that schedule welcome call. And so the onboarding calendar, if it has that tag and it's confirmed, and it'll remove from all campaigns. It'll add them to welcome call reminders for the fulfillment team. It'll send the user phone and that's a new person, Peter, I guess.
Pete Kenner.
Yep. So it'll
or
send,
we can always have we'll figure out that piece.
And send him a
Whoever's
text
gonna be
message.
head there.
There's a new welcome call, and then they're going to be moved to welcome call schedule.
Cool.
Then so same thing with all these cancellations. You just go in there and mark them as canceled, and they're going to function just like the other one, except for that it has this tag on there. And then it'll put them into a follow-up campaign that will basically try to get them rescheduled for the welcome call.
Okay.
And then the welcome call complete. So they'll move over the person in the onboarding pipeline. Once that call is complete, it'll remove the tag schedule welcome call, and it'll add the tag welcome call complete and schedule kickoff call. And then kickoff call confirmed. So in the onboarding calendar, if they have the tag schedule kickoff call and the appointment status is confirmed, it'll remove them from all campaigns. It'll add them to the kickoff call reminders, send the user a text message, and then move them to campaign kickoff call scheduled. And then same thing with the cancellations and the no-show of the kickoff campaign. And then when they're done with the kickoff campaign complete, when they're done, they'll move them to ready to launch. It'll remove the tag schedule welcome call, schedule kickoff call, and it'll add welcome call complete, kickoff call complete, and schedule post-launch check-in.
Sweet.
And then post-launch check-in confirmed. So this will, if they have the schedule post-launch check-in tag on the check-in calendar, it'll remove them from all campaigns. It'll add them to the post-launch check-in call reminders in the fulfillment team. And then it will send the user a text message. 2-week post-launch.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if there's only 2 people on this call, so I'm gonna try to reschedule it real quick.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds, yeah, because I want to watch this, but I also am 20 minutes late now on this call. So give me a sec. It's like there's no one else on the call. That's actually why I posted in the channel to have Dana start, and Dana's already asking some hard-hitting questions. So I'm like, all right.
She's asking hard-hitting questions.
Okay, so
oh yeah, I love it.
They got this tag in the check-in calendar. They'll remove them from all campaigns, put them to the post-launch-in check-in call reminders, send the user a text message that they get a new 2-week post-launch check-in call. It's going to move them to the 2-week check-in call scheduled. It's going to remove the tag scheduled kickoff call. Okay. And then same thing with the cancellations and no-show down here. 2-week call complete. So once they move them over to 2-week check-in call complete, it's going to remove these tags, and it's going to add all these complete tags, and it's going to add the scheduled 4-week check-in call.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you. And then if they have that tag and they're using the check-in calendar, then it's going to send them 4-week post-launch check-in. It's going to move them to the 4-week check-in call scheduled. It's going to remove those tags. Hey, what is this? Schedule post-launch check-in. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, let's see. And then the 4-week check-in call complete. Move them over there. It's going to remove all these tags, and then it's going to have all those tags complete. And I think that is it.
Cool. Well, then maybe I didn't have to stop this. No, it's actually, it works because I needed to. There's no one on it.
Yeah.
There's no one on it that needed it anyway.
And I have it all separated out pretty, nice.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Then there's that tips campaign.
Cool. For, I don't know if I had on there, it's the tips campaign. Okay, you already have that on there. You were just about to bring that up, weren't you?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here that told me to do anything.
Okay, all right, yeah. So I must have forgotten. But yeah, so one thing we're trying to do is and that's one thing we talked about is a training thing. That's what I just had right there. It's like we don't have any sort of reminder. We just would create a Facebook group event, but then people aren't on Facebook or they don't see it or whatever. And so we're trying to have like a reminder campaign. One thing we want to do is set up a Monday sort of like a Monday tips sort of thing, like where we have tips. I don't know if there's is there any way to just send out like a blast with just or update it with some specific information for that week, and we can just kind of come up with a.
Yeah, you can do a blast. You just basically you can come into contacts, and then you can build lists, smart lists. I created a client newsletter list.
Sweet. And so anytime they become a client, I'm assuming they get tagged as client. I think you probably talked about that already, but maybe not.
So tag client newsletter. I think maybe that's in the one. Let me look at the.
So we could potentially even create like an opt-in form of make sure or have a trigger where as soon as, I don't know, I guess as soon as the user comes in, we want to get them on that newsletter thing.
Yeah, they get the client newsletter when you mark them as one.
Okay.
So in the contacts, you basically would just select the list you want to send it to. And then you come into that list. Well, there's nobody in there, but you come in here and select all the people you want, and then you just send an email.
Okay, cool. And that's how you would do that? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's that. Anything else?
And then obviously there's like a reminder. So right now we do Wednesday calls. We were doing Friday calls pretty consistently. So we're probably gonna have 2 sort of set calls a week that will probably be the same. And then we're probably gonna do like a guest speaker or like an interview with with someone. So that one was probably gonna have to be a manual blast when we do that.
What you would do for that is create 2 different campaigns, and then just unless you're going to be changing something about that, you just basically
loop them. I think that's someone helped me set that up at one point, and I never actually ended up using it. So I actually think it's already in there somewhere with a loop.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
It's like when this campaign ends, send it into this other campaign, and so then
Yep. Exactly.
And those only run on specific days.
Yep.
Okay, so we would just have to. How do we tag them into that campaign? Can you see if it's set up correctly in there?
Do you know what the name of it was?
I think it was. I think you saw it. You popped it open. This one, yeah, Friday, Wednesday. So right there.
Yep, and that goes to Wednesday, and then this other one should go to Friday.
Mm-hmm. So all I'd have to do is just put the content in there, right? Because he just created it. He didn't actually, and right now I have the user as me. I'm probably gonna want to change that maybe to like Pete or support or something like that. Like create a support email or something.
Yep. So this will send it. Yeah.
Cool.
Make sure this
awesome.
Friday's on Friday.
And is there could we add them into this as well as part of that same tag? Is it possible to add?
I mean, you just want to add them right when they become a one.
As soon as they become a client, we want them to be added to that reminder campaign as well. And then also,
Which one you would add them to first.
or we could do them, or we could do that separately. Maybe we could do like after they complete their second onboarding call, we could have that also trigger them to go into the reminder campaign. So that way we're not like bombarding them with extra information before they've even like onboarded. That might actually make more sense.
Yeah, and then whether it's closer to Friday or Wednesday, you just put them in that campaign.
Oh, okay. So just, that's why it's kind of hard. Okay. There's not a way to just, you can just, because if you put them into both campaigns, then what's going to happen? It's going to loop too much. It's probably going to double shoot emails, or what's going to happen there? Or we could just set it at putting them into one of the campaigns so that like, whatever they'll miss. What if they miss one? They miss one. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think you just put it in the one, whatever they're closest to, because yeah, I think it might double up or something potentially.
Well, and even what I'm saying is like we could just automatically have it go into one, right? Or we'd have to set it. Could we just set it like as soon as they schedule their first post launch call or whatever, we can have it go out or something like that, or do we just want to add them into the campaign right there on the call probably?
Yeah, I would just add them to
Okay.
whichever campaign, because I don't really know what's going to happen, to be quite honest. You add them.
Okay, well we can figure that piece out once we kind of launch that.
But it seems in my head that it would double it up, but I don't know if that's accurate. But
yeah, I don't know either. So
well, cool. Was that pretty much it?
Yeah, I think that's good. That seemed pretty in depth to me, man. I don't know.
Good.
I don't know what else we're missing. Are we missing anything, Mary? Did you get any of that?
Looks good to me. I'm impressed.
Yeah. And awesome. And the Zapiers are kind of all. Did you do anything with the Zapiers, or we're just trying to see what was going on in there?
I was just trying to see what was going on.
Okay, cool. So we have to cut. I don't want to turn them back on. I just wanted to make sure that I wanted to make sure what we had to do there.
Yeah. So with this call, that's 4 hours additional.
Okay.
Can we go ahead and?
Yeah, shoot me the invoice. I'll take care of it right now.
Okay, cool. And then if I send you guys a video testimonial, can you do that? Will you do that for me?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Sweet.
I don't know. I don't know if you want to share your screen while you're in Wave, but
thank you, Ron.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. That was awesome.
Let me know if y'all need anything else done. I know you got some client side stuff, it looked like, so.
Yeah. No, I think we're pretty much done there, but we may need even just some consulting type stuff potentially with you.
Okay.
Even if it's just to like bring you in to help guide. Because that could even be a thing, Mary, is like, hey, if we have something that we get stuck on, we say, hey, like, can we get an hour of your time and bring in, our tech person too to sit with you and walk through problems. So we'll most likely be in touch again.
Okay.
So you did a great job, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Well, I will send you this recording when it's all done converting everything, and then I'll send you this invoice, and y'all just let me know if y'all need anything else.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay.
Bye.
Yep.
Bye.